This thing working? Hello. Check. Start the music. Hello. Welcome. I totally butchered that intro. I was supposed to start on the graphic, not my face. And then I realized I'd been made out. So, screw it. Who cares about intros anyway? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Booted. This is episode 2 of season 5. And I'm just gonna come right out and say it. If you guys have already seen my channel update, then you're already aware of this. If you haven't, well, you may or may not care or be disappointed or glad, who knows, that this will be the last season of Booted for the foreseeable future. I decided about a month or two ago that this is gonna be the last season just because I don't want to really sacrifice any quality on my regular content for this here live stream. And as much as I love doing the show, I really do. I really enjoy it. It's just a fun, super fun way to connect with you guys and show off some awesome PCs that you guys submit. As much fun as I have doing this, I still have to look out for my regular content, and I saw a slight slippage of quality in the last few months in those types of videos since doing Booted. So if you guys want more details on why this is the last season and stuff, I've uploaded a channel update video, and you can go watch all the details, listen to me ramble on about that and other things. Some other important channel updates there as well. But I'm not here to talk about that today. Today we are doing the damn show. As far as I'm concerned, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And I haven't sung yet. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and press on forward. We're going to talk about what happened last week briefly, because there was a bit of controversy in the elected week 1 finalist, who was Brad. Now I'm going to remind you guys of his system. Beautiful, beautiful system. But once it was revealed that Brad had been voted as the week 1 finalist last week, a bunch of people in chat were saying that, no, I don't know if this is a legitimate submission because I've seen pictures of this exact system on a forum. I believe it was Overclock3D or Overclock.net. I can't remember exactly which one. It was a popular forum. People had seen these exact pictures and they were linking this in chat. These photos. And I thought, ooh, this could very well be a fraudulent entry. So I contacted Brad and I asked him to send me some pictures of this system. And I gave him some weird, things. I said, all right, I want you to have a sign that says awesome sauce on it. And I also want to, have the date and leave one of the PCIe cables unplugged, because I felt like that was, if he was a scumbag and he was going to try to Photoshop something, that would be a lot more difficult to Photoshop something like that. So he did. I mean, he did the whole 9 yards. He submitted it. He was in the photo, leaning on top of the system. I got a second opinion from one of the mods and checked out on both of our ends. So because of that, Brad is now officially the week 1 finalist of this season. He really does, as it seems right now, it seems like he is the rightful owner of this rig. And it's very possible that someone that's going to build a machine of this caliber is going to be involved in forums and wanting to share their system. Obviously, if he was thinking about submitting his rig to Booted, it makes sense that he's shared it with other people online in the past. So, congrats to Brad for actually owning this PC. It's a beautiful work of art. Just another side look here. Just absolutely stellar. So, just wanted to clarify all of that. So that's all cleared up. Yes. I was going to give a shout out, I forget his name, but the runner-up who had the neon green and purple system, who got second place last week. Shout out to you too, man, because that was a really killer system, and you would have been the week 1 finalist had Brad not actually been legitimate with his entry. So, on that note, we can go ahead and move on to our next 5 contestants of this season. These are the second wave. This is the second wave of liquid-cooled PCs. This is the water-cooled edition of Booted. First and only one, sadly. However, it's been really exciting so far. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff, and it's going to continue with Gyro. Hero? I just don't know. So I apologize if I'm butchering your name, but you've got a pretty killer system here. Fractal design, Define S. One of my personal favorites, if you guys haven't been able to tell. Intel Core i7 5820K, MSI X99S SLI Crate Edition motherboard, Corsair Dominator Platinums, 16 gigs, and we've got a GTX 980 Ti. Some Samsung Evo SSDs in there. And for water cooling, you can see he's got some beautiful white radiators here that are XSPC. The Raystorm CPU block, also from XSPC. And XSPC GPU block as well. Alpha Cool for the pump. Yes, this is pretty sexy. So obviously you can see he's gone with the black and white themed rig here. The bends in this this rig are very simple from what I can tell. There's nothing crazy going on. It's very minimal, but the bends look good. They're relatively straight. I'm sure if you put a level on them, they'd be more or less flat across the board. And I'm really digging that water block actually, and I kind of like how the water block, the little slivers of copper match the copper block on the GPU. I just kind of like how those two things match. It looks good. Looks good in my opinion. I've got some white fluid in there as well. This is Mayhem's Pastel. See a lot of Mayhem's Pastel in this season. Seems to be a very popular option. You've trained your cables quite nicely as well. They look very, very clean. There's no overlapping. They've definitely been trained well. You've taken them to many a cable daycare session. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This is a shot with the LEDs on, and also the image that I happened to choose for this episode's thumbnail. The video thumbnail. This is it, because it just looks freaking sweet. I didn't even realize that water block lights up. That XSPC block lights the F up with them LEDs, and it just really draws your eyes to that region of the case. And yeah, it just looks great. Liking those bits power fittings as well. Again, very clean, very simple. It's not too extravagant, but it gets the job done. It's classy. It's a classy system here. You got Gyro. Euro? I don't know. Alright, let's move on to Ian. Ian! Now, Ian may very well win the internet with this rig of his, because it's a Portal-themed system. And it's probably one of the best Portal-themed computers I've ever seen. It's just absolutely spectacular. So, and he's even got the figurines, standing nearby. I think we're wearing the same headphones. Those look like the same exact K7XXs, AKGs. Shout out to you on that. Nice taste. But what a great case also to pick for a Portal-themed rig. The Phanteks Enthoo Primo. I mean, it looks like it was straight up made in a lab. And Aperture Laboratories. And just all the decals that you have here are just freaking dope. As someone in chat said, dope sauce. Super dope sauce. And I love the colors as well. I mean, this is classic, Portal, the Portal Bots P-body, and forget the other guy's name, but, look at them. Look at them bends, too. So the colors here are just absolutely beautiful. I mean, you've got that little bit of that orange and blue that represent the robots, but then the rest of it's just clean and sterile, like a lab, and it's just... I really like how you left the ATX 24-pin cables and the PCIe cables black and white. I'm glad you didn't go extreme with like more orange and more blue, because it's enough. Those bends are so long, and there's, they're just kind of all over the place, that you didn't really need to like paint it up anymore with more color. So I think you just did it was a really good choice on your end. Great choice of chassis as well, as I mentioned, and I love the bends in these runs. I mean, these runs are super long, and I love the blue bend coming out from your CPU block going down to like where the power supply shroud is. I love how it kind of just edges around the GPUs, and then it tucks back in a little bit. It kind of curves back in. It's just a really subtle angled bend, but it just there's a couple of them here, and it just looks really, really clean, man. Really nice work. These are GTX 980 Ti's. You know it's a good system when we're not even talking about the actual like components, really. It's more about just like the mise en scène of this system. It's just really, really well done. 32 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM, DDR4, and 5820K. I think I might have mentioned that. I don't know. Intel 750 series, 400 gig SSD. Yes. Yes. Look at the back plates. Ah, they're so beautiful. Wifey Sauce really likes this system. She likes Portal a lot. She was playing it not too long ago with her brother-in-law the other day. So she saw this and she was just like, wow. And it really is one of those systems that just makes you go, wow. Look at the SLI bridge! Bro, look at the SLI bridge. That's an EVGA SLI bridge, but he's gone ahead and modified it to actually have a light-up aperture logo. What even is attention to detail? I thought I knew what it was, but I don't. Clearly. Very, very nice. Yep, decal on the motherboard as well. Thanks for pointing that out. Just everything. Everything's so money! It's so money! Yeah! And white LEDs, as you can see in this picture. Of course. Be really disappointed if they were like green. That'd be fucking weird, right? Just look at that. Really well illuminated, nice and even lighting all around, at least from what I can tell in this picture. And you get that really nice case accent lighting as well on the Primo. Freaking fantastic, man. Well done. Everyone's gonna have a tough time winning the audience's heart. And Portal's just got such a huge fan following, huge fan base. All right, but this PC is no slouch by any means either. This is Chris's system, and he's rocking a Corsair 750D, and there's a lot going on here, but in a good way. He's got 2 GTX 980 Ti's, 2 ASLI, 64 gigs of Trident Z DDR4 at 3000. I haven't seen this much Trident Z since the G-Scale booth at Computex. That was a crap ton of frickin' memory. 64 gigs. And I really like the carbon fiber job that you've done here on the 5¼ bay with that big MSI logo. It just looks really professionally done. I don't see like any frayed edges. It looks completely straight on both the edges. And it's a fatty case badge as well. Just looks really nice. And it also looks like you don't really have any bends in this system. It looks like it's all just straight tubing. You're using some Mayhem's glass piping. So straight tubing all around, no bends, and you're just kind of using these chrome fittings to kind of connect all the tubes together, which I like the way you've done it. Granted, it's probably couldn't have been cheap to buy all those fittings. Probably cost more than some people's systems. Somewhere out there, someone has a system that's cheaper than the cost of these fittings. But I digress. Also, really nice choice of the water block. I really like that Supremacy Evo, the transparent one where you can see the red fluid flowing through. Kind of nice, just how you've got a lot of airflow going through here as well. 2 intake fans at the front. You've got 2 more at the bottom of the case, and you've got a 360 rad. It's an EK Slipstream, I believe. Coolstream, sorry. Coolstream radiator. Those are the slimmer ones. Got that at the top, a 360 at the top, 240 at the front, and just a lot of good airflow coming through this case. Looks like you have like almost pretty much like neutral air pressure because you have about the same number of fans going in and out. Cable sleeving looks right on the money as well. Right on it. Super sharp, bro. I think you have one more picture here. Oh yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened with this photo. I can't tell if that's the camera doing this weird artifacting, this weird blurring at the bottom, or if you did something to your backplate. It's interesting you've got an MSI branded backplate there too. Do you work for MSI, Chris? Sensing a little sponsorship brandilio here. I don't know. But I'm not sure exactly what's happening with this picture. Someone knows what's happening with this water block on the GPU. Please inform me. Am I missing something? But overall, very nice rig, Chris. Next up, we've got Anthony. And we don't see too many of these on booted, but this is a micro ATX build in the Fractal Design Node 804. Very nice chassis. It's kind of a compartmentalized, kind of like the Corsair Air 240 or Air 540. I believe this is the case that Paul uses, Paul's Hardware, for his NAS or his HTPC at home, which he seems to be having a good time with that. Core i7 5820K, a lot of X99 builds here, of course, on the EVGA X99 Micro 2 motherboard. Very nice kind of color-neutral board, a very color-neutral system. You've got a lot of just black and gray, light gray, but I really like it. It just looks really... When you have just a very neutral color palette, it's just completely timeless. I feel like you'll never get sick of it. And you've got 16 gigs of Crucial Ballistics Elite memory in there as well. I really love how you've just really taken up all the length that the case has to fit that reservoir in there. That EK res. It just looks like, I don't know, I just love seeing things filled out. I love seeing cases being completely used to their max capacity from a real estate point of view. And you've got a nice radiator at the front there, 240 I believe. Those are Alpha Cool Nexus ST30s. Got a 240 there and a 240 millimeter on the other side of the case, I believe. We'll take a look at that. Really like, even though this is soft tubing, I believe. Yeah, it's soft tubing. The bends are really short because you're dealing with a smaller chassis, so they don't look all droopy and stuff. They're like tight. They're like tightly done. It's not too much excess tubing going around. Looks very nice, and I think you just did a perfect job with the cables there. As far as the colors go, the black, the gray, and then the light gray just kind of creates this really nice gradient that really just suits the rest of your build. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Money shot. Money shot. Can't tell if the fluid looks a little cloudy or if that's how it's supposed to look. It's Mayhem's UV clear blue. Kind of looks like there's semen in it or something, but it could just be me. Might just be the photo. What do I know about semen water? And they've got a little sneak peek here of your SSD just peeking through. This is obviously the other side of the chassis. We've got your power supply, and you can see the pump right there. And Samsung 850 Evo, just chilling. And if we take a look at the other last picture here, you can see it's not really the best kind of a shot here, but you can see that there are some UV LEDs, dark side UV LEDs, to illuminate the whole thing. So that makes sense with the UV coolant. That kind of just gives the case a little bit more of a personality at night, which I kind of like. I really like kind of transformative builds that look different during the day than they do at night. I think that's pretty cool. All right, and let's talk about our final contestant, who is, again, Rafa? Whatever it is, you have a pretty killer system here, buddy. This is a Carbide Air 540 from Corsair, 5930K, an Asus Rampage 5 Extreme motherboard, 32 gigs of G.Skill Ripjaws 4 DDR4, 2 GTX 980 Ti's in SLI, 480 gig Intel 730 series SSD, and you got an NZXT Hue Plus in there. Purple themed. I like purple. It's different. It's not red, green, or blue, or white. It's just a little bit more unique. I'm starting to see more purple builds and kind of pinkish builds as well. Wonder where people are getting their inspiration for pink builds these days. But this purple system is really nice. And the first thing I thought was, well, the purple in the pastel coolant that you have is not really the same shade of purple in your cables, because that's like purple in your sleeving. But then it's more like a lavender color in your tubes. But then I thought, it kind of works, because in your cable sleeving, you don't just have that really rich purple, you also have kind of like 2 shades of gray in there. And I felt like those colors kind of combine, like my brain just kind of creates an average of those 3 colors. which is the lavender that I see in your tubing. So it sort of balances out. I don't know. Does that make any sense to you guys? Maybe I'm just being crazy right now. But I like the tube bending as well. Very, very different. Got some very simple bends at the lower half of the system. And you've got this kind of a fun, whimsical bend that goes from your CPU water block. And it just goes, woo, kind of like slips over to the left side of the case, and then it goes to the right, all the way across, and then up to your radiator at the top there, which is an EK Coolstream PE360, I'm sorry, 240. 240 at the top, 360 at the front. So, I know exactly why you did the bend that way, that long bend. Same reason why I did a hotline the way I did. For also the same bend, going from the CPU water block to the to one of the radiators. Actually, that one goes to the front in hotline. But I think you just did it to kind of create more balance in the system. Instead of just going straight up from the water block and over, that kind of would have left the upper left quadrant of your system looking a little bit bare. And there wouldn't be much color there. You'd just be like, oh, what's over here in this section, this corner of the system? It's just more RAM. Who cares about RAM? So I think you've done a nice job balancing things out, adding more color to the overall picture here. And let's take a look at the money shot. If there is one, yes, I believe. And got an SLI hard rigid SLI bridge there. Now, here's my one critique, if I had one on this system, is that there are some red accents on your motherboard that kind of just don't have a place for the rest of the color palette here. Doesn't really match with purple, in my opinion. So that kind of just looks a little jarring to me. And granted, from like the side angle, if we look again, you can't really see too much red here, other than maybe like the surface-mounted power button on the motherboard and, you know, maybe some stuff behind the video cards. But other than that, it looks pretty good. It's only when you get like an angle shot like this where you really see the ROG branding and stuff, and you're just like, it'd be cool if that was purple, if that was somehow modifiable, but I don't know if it is. But that would be my one little small gripe. Other than that, very good attention to detail here. You've also painted the PCI slots as well as the fan grill on the back of your system, which you just nailed it right on the head. I mean, it's the exact same shade of lavender as we see in the tubes. So, good on you, mate, for that one. And then here we get some LED action. All right, so I can't tell if it's just the picture doing this, but they look kind of pink. The LEDs look pink. They could very well be purple, and I'm just getting thrown off by the sensor in the camera. But it looks pretty, man. It looks really, really nice with the LEDs on. I think I actually like it. I like the way it looks better with the LEDs on. Just really, I don't know. I think it's just how it reflects on those radiators, maybe. It just adds so much more color to the overall system. But yeah. That's all I have to say about that, Rafa. So thank you for sending those in. Everyone who participated in this particular episode of Booted, thank you. You're all very brave because it's not an easy competition this season. It's very, very highly competitive. And next week, we're going to see some even crazier or just as crazy systems, which I am reserving for that special time. But I think right about now we should go ahead and vote on which of these PCs should move on to the final round. So right about now, you'll be seeing in chat my lovely moderators, Manic Geek, Spider-Fan, and my wife, of course. Hopefully, at least one of them will post a link in chat right about now and tell you to go vote. Go vote on which system you thought was the best, because that's what we're about to do. And in the meantime, while you guys are getting that situated and thinking really hard about which system deserves to go on to the final round, I'm going to make a quick announcement, which is about my giveaway. I built a gaming PC. Yay me. I built a gaming PC last month, a few weeks ago, and in the Dark-Based 900, Dark-Based Pro 900 from Be Quiet. Amazing case. And a lot of you guys already know this, but I'm giving it away. And the giveaway which just go find it on my channel. It's called Building a Gaming PC and Giving It Away, July PC of the Month. Watch that video, and in the description you'll find a link to the to enter the giveaway if you haven't already. Well, let me tell you guys, that giveaway ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So if you haven't entered already, now is your very last chance. There's just mere hours before the giveaway closes and a winner is selected. And even if you enter this giveaway at the very last minute, you still have the same odds of winning, assuming you've done all the bonus entries and stuff, as anyone else who might have entered, you know, the day this video launched. So, really cool stuff. I can give you a quick shot. Here's some quick, sexy B-rolls of the finished product. It's really a really nice system. And for those who were asking, either in the comments or just earlier on Twitter, yes, I will be preloading this with a copy of Windows. That will be complimentary. You won't have to buy a copy of Windows. It's because I'm so nice. Because I'm a nice guy. Alright, so go ahead and enter that. Do it! Do it now! Alright. Yes, you all need that giveaway PC. I agree. Thank you for the donation, Todd. Johnson to you, my brother. And sorry if I missed anyone else's donations earlier. I have not been keeping a good enough eye on chat. But now is the time to take a look at our next finalist for Season 5, the last season of this particular series. I'm going to go ahead and crank up the voting music. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to this page. Alright. So we've got Gyro, Anthony, Ian, Brian, and Chris. So many good options. But only one, unfortunately, can move on to the final round at the end of this month. So who's it going to be, guys? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Ready? Let me enlarge this for you. Alright, here we go. Refresh. And the winner is Ian with 52% of the vote. Holy moly. Good lord, that's one of the largest landslides I think we've seen in the series so far. 53%, 193 votes. Good lord, with Gyro coming in a Chris coming in a far behind second at 16%, and Gyro in third, following closely behind Chris. But holy smokes, yeah, I'm not too surprised here, guys, that Ian kind of swept the floor with the rest of the competition with his portal system. It's just, yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat this one, guys. It's gonna be tough. So right now, just to recap, we've got Ian with his portal rig going up against Brad. Again, just an incredible piece of work here. Both rigs really have a very good chance of winning this contest. So, and you guys can't give Brad any hard time. Like, you can't be biased that there was some kind of toss-up, you know, last week. I just want to make that clear. I don't want anyone to dock Brad points because he may or may not have been the legitimate winner last week. He's proven it. He's wiped his record clean. He should be treated like any other contestant. But man, it's going to be tough between Brad and Ian, guys. So we'll just have to wait and see who the next finalist is for Booted when we return 1 week from today. But that is pretty much gonna do it, guys. I don't think I have anything else to announce or update you on. Pick up a shirt from the Awesome Sauce store if you like shirts. Some of which are out of stock, but some of them are not out of stock. And you can buy them and stuff and support the channel, whatever. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop blabbing on right now. I'm gonna go have dinner, chill with my wife, and then maybe play some Overwatch, because I didn't get to do that today. Damn, that game's fun. Alright. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening or morning or whatever. And I'll be seeing you guys very soon. New video coming out probably in a day or two. It's going to be epic. Probably not epic. It's probably just going to be like You know, it's a good video, but it's not gonna blow your face off. It'd be crazy if it did, though. I'd probably get in trouble. Alright.